Hey guys, it's Luke from Uploaded here, bringing you another game review. Today I'll be looking at Pokemon Omega Ruby, a remake of the old classic Pokemon Ruby, a game which I have actually played on this channel. This game is highly anticipated for a lot of Pokemon fans, myself included, who have been begging for a Gen 3 remake since Gen 4. Now the game has arrived, but will it exceed expectations and live up to the name created by its successor? Or will it fail and not bring back the sense of nostalgia that fans wanted? Let's find out right now and jump straight into the graphics. The game uses the X and Y engine, so all of the Pokemon models and most of the scenery is the same, or similar as X and Y. That being said, the Pokemon models are really nice and fit Sugimori's style of art perfectly. The thin outline really makes it look like Sugimori's drawings have been ported straight into the game. The Pokemon look like they came straight from the anime or artwork. Honestly, Game Freak took a very good direction with the 3D models in this game, and it's a huge improvement over the 3D models we have back in Colosseum and Battle Revolution days. The scenery is very nice as well. A lot of the locations have been reimagined in a very nice way, and the locations have a ton more character than they did in the old game. The addition of small details to the overworld, such as Pokemon flying past, are really awesome, and help add to the immersion of the game. The way that the water, and there is a lot of it, has been handled in this game is beautiful. The puddles on Route 120 are stunning, and at night time they reflect the stars and make the world look that much cooler. Route 120 is famous for being considered one of the best routes in the game, and I have to agree, and also say that this game made the route even more likeable. The UI in this game is also very nice. I especially think that the DexNav UI is done in a very nice, clean and modern way. The Pokédex goes back to the roots of Ruby and Sapphire with a few changes. One of these changes is that all of the Pokemon are now displayed on the top screen, making it super efficient and easy to find a specific Pokemon in the Pokédex. The game does have one major issue, and that is not really a fault of Game Freak, but more a fault of Nintendo. Due to the limited hardware on the 3DS, some Pokemon make the game lag. These Pokemon are the Pokemon that have smoke effects. The worst offender of lag here is coughing. Coughing makes the game slow down even in a single battle. Just imagine a horde battle against coughing. This downfall is very unfortunate, and it seems that other Pokemon with smoke effects don't attract this sort of lag. I used a Torkoal in my playthrough and didn't receive any lag at all. I do believe that this issue only affects coughing, but I may be mistaken as I haven't yet seen all of the Pokemon in action. With that section out of the way, let's move on to the audio, which for me has always been a very key aspect to a Pokemon game. Game Freak are known for creating quality audio for their games, and Ruby and Sapphire are widely accepted as the Pokemon games with the best soundtrack. This remake remixes all of the old songs, and does so with perfection. In my honest opinion, this is one of the greatest soundtracks Pokemon has ever seen. The original game had a few songs that were considered to be amazing by the community, and they have been remixed fantastically. You'll hear some of them in the background of this review. They include songs such as Meteor Falls, Route 113 and the Rival Battle theme. Not only have Game Freak remixed old songs, but they have added many new songs. Some notable examples that stand out are Wally's theme and the Soaring theme. Without giving too many spoilers, some of the late game themes are incredibly powerful, and Wally is no longer reserved for being a standard rival. The other thing I'd like to mention here are the background noises on the different routes. Sometimes Pokemon cries will be heard, and this signifies that you can sneak up on them. This feature will be covered in the next section, but for now I'd just like to make note of how these sounds make the game feel much more immersive than other Pokemon games. With audio out of the way, let's move on to the actual gameplay. Alright, first things first, the plot. The plot in the original was one of the strongest plots in Pokemon to date, in my opinion, and this remake adds a lot to the plot that makes it much stronger and more developed. This is definitely one of the better Pokemon plots, up there with Colosseum and Black and White. On top of this, I do believe that this game has the strongest character development of any game so far. Maxie is portrayed as a crazy scientist with ideals that he sticks true to until the very end, while his admins Tabitha and Courtney actually provide a very substantial role within the plot. Tabitha especially is given a bit of backstory if you're willing to heavily explore the Magma hideout. Another great thing about this game is that Game Freak really made travelling around much easier. You can now fly to any specific route or landmark that you have previously visited, and one of my favourite features is that now, after a key plot point or just when it's needed, your rival will show up and ask you if you want to go to the required town with them. For example, after beating Lavaridge Gym, your rival will ask you if you'd like to go back to Petalburg, which is a fantastic time saver and a great feature in my opinion. Speaking of your rival, they are no longer a faceless enemy and are now actually given a personality of sorts. Much like X and Y, the transition into 3D has made room for your rival to display expressions and emotions. The aforementioned Dex Nav makes completing the Pokédex much more fun, as it gives you a checklist of sorts on which Pokemon you've yet to get in a certain area. The Dex Nav also allows you to capture Pokemon with special moves or abilities, which is a huge help for competitive trainers. The Match Call feature also returns, letting you rebattle trainers you've already faced, which is a much wanted and needed return. Contests have returned and are better than ever. They stick true to their roots while bringing a fresh look to them. I won't talk much about them here, but be assured that they are great fun and a welcome break from the main adventure or Pokédex completion. Now it's time to talk about what everyone wants to know about. Soaring. Soaring is a brand new feature in the Pokemon series and allows you to fly on the back of a Mega Latias around the Hoenn region. It provides a nice change to flying and is done in a very good way, allowing you to see the Hoenn region from a brand new perspective. It also eliminates the need to carry a flying type with you post-game, as you don't actually need the Latias in your party in order to soar with it. Finally, and without giving too much away, the ending to the game is absolutely fantastic. It's a really heartful ending that will leave people with a warm feeling in their hearts. Trust me, not only is it a great way to end the journey, but also a huge step in character development. If that wasn't enough though, there is a huge amount of endgame content, and aside from the obvious Pokédex completion, there is a brand new mini-plot that you can do known as the Delta episode. I'm sure you've heard of it, and I won't spoil it here, but I will tell you that not only is it super fun, but it also adds a lot to the plot and character development. Honestly, it's a surprising turn for Game Freak to make, and it's a huge step in the right direction for them. The gameplay is not without its flaws though. The first major flaw is the lack of the Battle Frontier. The Frontier in Emerald added a lot to the post-game, and while its removal stings, the addition of the Delta episode does help soften the blow. Another slightly unfortunate removal is the Moorville Game Corner. While I am sad to see it go, I understand the reasons Nintendo called for its removal, and I won't be docking any points for the removal of this or the Battle Frontier. The only other minor complaint I have with the game is that due to the Moorville redesign, you can no longer fly or soar while inside Moorville. A minor inconvenience, but one nonetheless, and I thought I should at least make note of this. Overall, this is easily the strongest entry into the Pokemon series to date. It does a great job of reliving the nostalgia of the originals, while bringing a ton of fresh content to the table. The graphics are great, and fit with the Pokemon style fantastically, and while the slight lag is an issue, it's more Nintendo's end of things, and doesn't justify a loss in marks. Graphics get a solid 20 out of 20. The audio remains as one of the most powerful and atmospheric soundtracks from any Nintendo game. Hell, maybe even any game full stop. The immersive cries of Pokemon boost the audio further, and honestly, Game Freak have done a fantastic job of capturing every location perfectly in the theme for it. The audio gets an easy 20 out of 20, which would be even higher if it could be. There were some fantastic gameplay choices made here by Game Freak, as well as a wealth of post-game content, and great plot and character development choices, and despite the few issues that they had with the removal of some features, they still net themselves a 20 out of 20 for the gameplay. Overall, this game gets a ridiculous score of 60 out of 60, beating out Smash Bros as my highest scoring game so far, and the first game to get full marks from me. This game gets a golden up arrow. Nintendo have been dominating lately with some fantastic releases, and with this game added to the lineup, 3DSs should be flying off the shelves this Christmas, so if you were considering getting one, go out and treat yourself this Christmas. With next year's lineup approaching, I'm sure you won't regret it. I struggled a lot with this review, as I didn't know whether to give the game a score of 60 out of 60. I bounced around a lot at around the 57 to 60 mark, and I just didn't know whether it deserved the full 60. I realised that I only gave Smash Bros a 57 out of 60, and so I started making up excuses in order to score this game around a 58, which led me to eventually removing 2 points from graphics. Before recording this review, I actually ended up finishing the Delta episode, and while the ending cutscenes were playing, I honestly thought that it would be a huge injustice to dock this game points for nothing. I started thinking more, and finally came to a conclusion. This is my review. This is my opinion. I am biased, because I don't like that things can be objectively good or bad, and strongly appreciate personal opinions. At the end of the day, this series is called Opinions, and that's just it. My opinion of this game was that it got full marks. Will this annoy some Smash Bros fans? Maybe. The main reason this beat Smash was due to Smash being crippled by lack of good single player. With Pokemon having a great single and multiplayer, I honestly felt that it deserved more. If you're looking for cold hard facts and a review that only focuses on whether the game was objectively good or bad, then this isn't the place for you. My reviews are about what I as a person felt about the game, and while I make a point of not letting nostalgia get in the way, I do express what I feel about the game and not what some list of rules tells me about it. If you have any questions about this review, please let me know in the comment section below. If you have a different opinion, let it be heard. With all that out of the way, I hope you guys enjoyed this review. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.